This is Leviticus chapter 15, verse 16. And if any man's seed of compilation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of compilation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the even. The woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of compilation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the even.
Yep. And so if you were, let's say you had sex at 5 p.m., you would be unclean. You have to wash yourself, wash your clothes, and you would be unclean until that night. But when that night came in, you would be clean again. All right? So that's what that's talking about. Or if you had sex that night, you wouldn't be clean until the next night. So you would be unclean for that whole day. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts.
So this is the new song. Alright? And we're singing it before Yahawashi and before the four beasts. Okay? So we're singing this song to the angels of Yahawashi, and we're prophets unto the nations. So we're telling all these kingdoms of the earth that Yahawashi is going to come and destroy them. All right, because Israel are the chosen people of the Lord. All right, there's a chosen people. The rest of the nations are heathen nations. You didn't get the law, statutes, and commandments, Yahawashi. You didn't get chosen by the Lord. All right, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, and those that descend of the Israelites. Okay, Israelites scattered throughout the entire world. And they look like other nations too. But if you're an Israelite, you are one of God's chosen people. You're one of the Most High's chosen people. Plain, simple, period, man. If you're not an Israelite, then you're going to be a slave. And then you're going to be a tributary. If you're an Edomite, you're going to be a slave. And then you're going to be destroyed. You're not going to have any rest in the kingdom.
This is
Oh, keep going.
Okay. Verse 3. It says, and they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile.
And in their mouth was found no guile.
For they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
Yep. In their mouth was found no guile. Alright? So there's no perversion of the truth in you. Okay? You're in the flesh. You're just a man. These demons are everywhere. You're fighting. But you have a pure mind. You have a pure heart, meaning in your heart of hearts, you just truly want to serve the Lord, man.
In the love.
Yep.
The
So you go off, you come short, it's gonna happen. But as Paul said, it's no longer I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me, man. Right? So what that means is that it's not you, it's just a demon that might get on you. Because that's what's out here, man. Demons. When you go off, it's a demon. It's because a demon took and grabbed you.
sometimes you get frustrated, like frustrated to the point where it gets you fucking depressed, and that's a fucking demon.
That's a demon.
That's a fucking nasty demon too.
Everybody's got that in America.
Yeah. Hey, the food that we got demons on it, man. All kinds of chemicals. Those are all demons, man. They call different drugs gateway drugs. Food is a fucking gateway drug, bro. Like that shit will open up your mind to open up all kinds of portals in your brain, bro. To make you feel different ways. That's why they say women, when they're depressed, they like to eat ice cream, chocolate, and shit like that. Because it sets off certain endorphins, certain chemicals in your brain. Dopamine and, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna get some else, man.
Well, I got a precept on what you saying, though, Gowling. This is St. Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Yeah, because the Lord, Yahawashi knows your heart. He knows if you're serious or not. You know, he knows if you repent. He knows if you feel bad about something. He knows what you go through. He knows you. All right, as it tells you in Jeremiah 1:5, it says, "I've known you from the womb, man. I formed you in the belly." So he knows your spirit, and he also knows the guys that are not sincere, that are talking, that are thinking evil of their brothers, that ain't real brothers. You know, they're not doing this out of a sincere heart. You know, they're covetous. They just want to be somebody, and you know, they just want to have some kind of position or a rank. You know, they just want to be a part of a so-called movement. You know, but they don't really care. Yahawashi knows if you really care or not. You know, because if you don't care, then you don't believe. If you don't believe, then you're not part of the elect. You have to actually believe.
That's clever.
You have to believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them diligently seeking.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10. I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings.
So that's what's gonna happen. Because as it tells you in the scriptures, when Yahawashi comes back, he's gonna have rewards in his hands. Right hand and left hand, he's gonna have rewards in his hands. Obviously, the left hand is destruction, and the right hand is salvation. Right? And so the elect are gonna be saved because World War III is gonna be a nuclear war, in which America is gonna be completely destroyed. It tells you that America is going to be destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed.
The swift overthrow. Got a precept?
Yeah.
This is John chapter 3, and 17. For Yahweh sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
Yeah, he that believeth not is condemned already, man.
Because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh.
Yep. And so if you don't believe in them, then you're condemned already, man. Because what salvation is there? There's no other salvation. Acts, I think it's Acts 4 and 12. Please.
This is the book
Pretty sure.
of the Acts of the Apostles. This is Acts 4 and 12.
Yeah.
Or the Acts of the Disciples, Apostles.
4 and 12.
Either.
Yep.
Start it.
12.
Okay. This is Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
look at that. Cold cut, man. There is no other name. There's only one. Jesus Christ doesn't exist, man. That's not his name. You cannot receive salvation calling upon Jesus Christ. You're not going to receive salvation calling upon Yeshua or Yehoshua or any form of Shua
Or Yahweh.
or Yahweh or Yah, whatever the hell you guys call him.
It all brings forth confusion. Because then you tell somebody, oh, the letter J is only 500 years old, and then they'll shoot back, oh, his name is Yeshua. Well, then that's confusing because those are two different names from two different languages.
Yep.
You know? When we call on Yahawashi, who's Lashawan Kadash, that's one pure language that was returned onto us according to the scripture, right? But everything else is just a bunch of confusion, because what does Yahweh go back to? It goes back to the Roman and the Greeks. That was a name that they gave Jupiter and Zeus, man. You know, as the supreme power, which all that is a bunch of niggas, man.
Yeah.
The Greek pantheon and, you know, Roman mythology, that's all niggas, man. Because Jake did nothing but have all types of different idols, different deities that they worship. You know, and that's just proof that those Jakes were in those lands back then, man. Believing in that shit.
That's why you got what was it, Asher getting fucked up right now with them forest fires, and their brother boasted in the script, go pray unto the gods of whom you chosen, man. Because you got the northern kingdom, it says Ephraim has been given unto idols, let him alone. And the northern kingdom, they're heavy into that, man. All the tribes of the northern kingdom. You got Gad worshiping animals, worshiping the little fucking totem poles that they made. Issachar worshiping stars and different demons. Ephraim, the same thing, man. They were all worshiping different gods, man. Okay, so the Lord, he cursed them, man, and he brought judgments upon them various times. And then now, because there's nothing new under the sun, he's bringing judgment again. And who's the main God of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel? Their main, what I should say is their main, their go-to God. All right, not their actual God. Esau, man. Esau is so-called white man. That's 2/3 of our people's God.
And we'll prove that.
That's their father.
Remember we'll prove that? You're referring to Trump?
Yeah, Puerto Rico, the motherfucking monkeys out there, man.
Or even,
Excuse my French.
Even the government shutdown. What was the black woman doing?
Yeah. Asking Donald Trump to bring them food stamps back and all that, man. But out there in Puerto Rico, when they got hit with the hurricanes, they was welcoming Donald Trump, and all Donald Trump came to do was shoot alley-oops and throwing toilet paper at them, man. There's one for you, one for you. Meanwhile, they're out of power, out of medicine, food, and all he brought over there was toilet paper. And it wasn't to wipe their ass, man. He's bringing it to wipe the tears off your eyes, man.
Hey, but he said it himself. He'll trade Puerto Rico for Greenland. He just said that this week. Well, we trade what if we give you Puerto Rico because what is it, Danish? What is their country? Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark, yeah.
Denmark owns, I guess, Greenland or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump was like, well, we'll give you Puerto Rico in exchange for Greenland. Because, you know, he's making a big old deal about how much the Greenland costs, you know, for American to purchase. You know, so that's what shows you how much he cares about you Jakes out there, man.
Well,
They don't give a damn. Look at Hillary Clinton, man. What she did, her little posse did when they went to Haiti, man. You thought Jeffrey Epstein, what he was doing was horrific. Go into what she was doing out there to the Levites out there, man. Because that's who they are.
yeah, the Levites are all jacked up right now, man. That's the Lord's priests. They're out there starving, man, eating mud, having to make mud cakes, having to, man. And when Jake is losing, man, Jake resorts to wickedness, man, to get what they want. And Esau did all that by design, because he knows, man. Just like if somebody's hungry, somebody's starving, what are they going to do? They're going to start eating things that are abominable. They'll turn to cannibalism, man. And Esau knows that. He's just bringing Jacob for a spiritual self-destruction.
That's right, man. 'Cause there was this one Jake's sister that was trying to go into the wickedness of Esau. How, normally Jake, we just kill each other because we're hungry or somebody made us upset. But she was going into how Esau, what they'll do, they'll just kill you just for sport. Shoot up your whole school. Go to war with you.
Garlic festival?
Garlic festival, just for no reason, just because they're upset or something, And then they'll make it seem like Jake is just like the stone cold Terminators and whatnot, man. Praying onto their deities, saying, look, Yahawashi, look at the wickedness that your people are doing. All while the devil was just the epitome of evil, man.
And Jake just a righteous people, man. Like, we throw away our garbage, man. Esau fucking litter everywhere. They'll just piss in the street.
In their houses too.
Oh, the hoarders, all
The
them.
hoarders?
Yeah.
Having hella stories about people just having thousands of animals living in one quartered off place. Rats, dogs, dog shit. Pizza boxes built up.
Esau, man.
He's living like the scum of the earth, man.
Hey, you gonna see some nasty shit. You watch that Hoarders show?
Yeah, fecal everywhere.
Bro, they had one bitch.
She ate fecal, right?
She ate shit, her own shit.
Fecal.
It was a Edomite chick. She ate her own poopy.
Sick.
Yeah, that's how the devil is, man.
And nobody forced her to be like that.
That's just her spirit. Look,
Just like that.
and look at the recorded on the 13th tribe, man. Wearing their underwear till they disintegrated.
Yeah.
Who does that, man?
Eating out their grandma's skulls.
Your wife has her legs cocked open and you're trying to have a delegation with another ruler and shit, and she's eating out of her snatch. The rodents and insects.
God, that was all in there?
Yeah.
We wrote that. You put that in the book, man.
Yeah, I read it.
That's the person you're dealing with. Now they're trying to turn it around on everybody as if they're civilizing everybody else.
This ain't civilized. There ain't nothing civilized about this book.
Everybody's hopped up on narcotics and witchcraft, shooting each other, killing each other, raping each other. Everything that you shun on Jake for doing, but this is the situation in which you created, man. This is your paradise, man. The valley of the shadow of death is the so-called white man's paradise, man. This is his heaven, man. And now it's finna flip on him because they have that old saying, the black man's hell is a white man's heaven. Well, now Esau's catching hell, man. All these Edomites walking up and down the street homeless, man. Those are the curses gradually being put upon your people, man.
Why? Because you're wicked.
Because you're wicked. This is Romans 1:28. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
Yeah. Oh, want me to speak on it?
I see you already.
Read it again?
Okay.
Well, yeah, because the Most High gave them up to that reprobate mind. Reprobate meaning void of judgment, void of understanding. And what is the scripture always talks about having understanding? Now, when you have understanding in the scriptures, you could see through all things, man. It's like I equated to when Neo went to Machine City and he could see Machine City in its perfection and in its detail without even having eyes, man. And he was like, I could feel the machines. Well, how else could he have felt the machines if he wasn't in tune to how the operation of that system was, man? Because he went to Machine City to destroy it. In the end about way, whether if he knew that or not, he was going there to do something. He had a plan or whatever. But the whole matrix is just showing you how this world is, man. But keep going.
It says, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who know in the judgment of Yahweh that they which commit such things are worthy of death,
Worthy of death.
not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
And that's like the characteristics of the virus that we're fighting. Because all that virus has affected everybody on this planet. Which that virus is the wickedness, man. So we're knowing that. So we're fighting that virus spiritually because we have to take back over the system. We got to take back over the matrix and bring about righteousness through Yahawashi outside for us. You know, but everybody else is so juiced into the system that they all are enemies, man. They're of the world. They're of this world, man. That's why you have to be circumspect. Because you might turn around and then turn again to see if that same thing is there again, and that thing could have a gun to your head, just like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
The woman with the red dress.
Yep.
You know?
This Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 11. It says, for when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts and worms. The beginning of pride is when one departed from his maker. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly.
Oftentimes, pride comes from agitation, man. Especially if you know the scriptures a lot. I'm just making an example. If you know the scriptures to such a degree where you could just, you're getting all types of accolades and everything like that, you might get mad one morning because, oh, fuck, I don't want to be here anymore. And then that demon sees that, he sees that weakness, and then he attacks that weakness. Oh, why don't you do this and do that? And then that pride demon starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger too. So it makes you become something that you're really not.
You start beating people up.
You start beating people up spiritually. You start doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing according to the scriptures.
That too. That's the worst.
Oh, the Most High is gonna be cool. I got this. Then you start thinking that you already saved, man. You're thinking that you're already an elect. Oh, I got the sure mercies of David. No, because of that pride demon, which is going to lead to your destruction.
Yeah, praise everybody. I ain't gonna lie, cause I had to deal with that before, man. Getting puffed. Hey, the scriptures say knowledge puffeth up.
Yeah, knowledge puffeth up.
And a brother was talking to me the other day about it. It was like, cause it's real. I had hella pride on me first coming in getting all this knowledge, bro. And it's not there anymore, you know what I mean? Of course we get proud, you know, at certain things, but that level of that pride was thrown away, bro. The Lord will put you in your place, man. And when he does, praise Yahawashi and Yahawashi, man. Because if the Lord has it out for you, he'll get you out of there that day, that hour. Destroy your ass, man.
Which these people in the world can't see their own selves because they're not spiritual or natural.
You got more? Verse 14, the Lord had cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord had plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth.
A good example of that is Antiochus. How proud was that devil?
I was proud of Trump.
I was I was reading, like, going into Daniel 11, going into the Maccabees. I was like, damn, Antiochus has the same spirit as Trump, man. The same demonic Edomite spirit in him, man.
Because Trump said because he gives so much, he gives all the support to the state of Israel. He said he's like Jesus.
Yeah, the second coming of God.
That's what he said. He said he was like.
No, actually, somebody else said that about him, but he didn't. Like, he wasn't hungry. He didn't disagree.
Oh, he didn't actually say it.
He ain't actually saying. Somebody wrote it about him, and he read it. He put it up on Twitter or whatever. But he didn't like say, "No, I'm not the second." And he just went along with it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Amalek just dubbed him the king of Edom. Amalek dubbed Trump the king of Edom.
Mm-hmm. Was it the same guy that said he was the second coming?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up, but I believe Elder Gad posted it. Let's see.
And Trump don't give a damn, man. Hey, like my boy Denzel Washington in Training Day, they call him a ruthless bopper. Trump is a ruthless
Well,
bopper.
check this out, bro. 4 days ago, Vanity Fair News, Trump declares himself king of Israel, the second coming of God.
Wow. I'm not going to. Just read it.
Okay.
That's interesting news. Hey, Trump is the king of Israel.
This is VanityFair.com. It says Trump declares himself king of Israel, the second coming of God. The president is sick of disloyal American Jews who apparently don't know what's good for them. But Jewish people in Israel love him. According to the crazed conspiracy theorist Trump quoted on Twitter. It says, it's been an eventful 18 hours in the fevered mind of Donald Trump. Yesterday, the president unleashed an anti-Semitic rant in the Oval Office in which he declared that Jews who vote for Democrats are either uneducated or disloyal. Unfortunately, with about 70% of Americans Jews being registered Democrats, that's a lot of disloyalty. So Trump looked elsewhere for answers, and lo, he found an unhinged supporter who says Israelis, the real Jews, love Trump like the king of Israel and the second coming of the Most High. Then he cited him on Twitter. Donald J. Trump, also at Real Donald Trump, Twitter. Thank you to Wayne Allen Root for very nice words. President Trump is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world. Not just America, he is the best president for Israel in the history of the world. And the Jewish people in Israel love him.
Man. Yeah, he's going to get elected again.
Yeah. I did a video on that.
This will be the second coming of Trump.
Yeah, but he exalted himself all that his clothes, God, you know?
Oh, we get that. Let's get that.
So,
That's a great street. So yeah, Trump, man. Well, I can tell you in the scriptures, the least of the flocks will draw them out. You know, so Trump is ready to go to
Ready to go to hell and back.
yeah, he's ready to go to war with them Edomites over there in Israel.
well, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I'll start at verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
See there, he opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, man. And that's why he promotes all types of wickedness throughout the earth, man, because you know the law, statutes, and commandments are righteous. You know, if you want to serve Yahawashi, Yahawashi said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. You know, that's how you show Yahawashi that you love him, is by keeping the commandments. and
Being faithful.
being faithful. See, but this devil pushes wickedness out into the world, man. All right, and he says that his way is better. That this is old, this is outdated. All right, now he got in the Christian church saying that the laws are done away with. Not all of them say that, but the majority of them do. Okay? And the Catholics, they talk about going to hell for being a homosexual, but at the same time, their highest priests in office are molesting children.
And they'll say God will still accept you as long as you repent or call upon His name. Call upon Jesus.
I'll tell you right now, if you claim that you believe in the Lord and you're molesting little kids, there's no repentance from that, man.
Yep.
You're going to be destroyed.
And that's how you know, like when we push the true sake of the doctrine, it tells you in the scriptures, man, that if you pop a girl that hasn't got her flower, then that's going off. That's a sin. Okay? Or if you sleep with another man's wife, or you sleep with your cousin on our your niece on this side, there's laws on everything. You know? And it clearly does tell you that you're not supposed to you're not permitted to have sex with a girl that hasn't had her flower, her menstrual cycle, because she's not a woman. Her organs haven't reached that level.
Well,
Okay.
this fucking legislation says you can't have sex with a woman that's under 18. But then you got Jeffrey Epstein and Hillary Clinton and all these lawmakers that are having sex with children.